Hey, everybody. It's Maria from What's the Story with Maria. How's it going? Tonight is Tuesday, September 16th. We have a great guest. He's our friend. We are crazy about him. He is so busy. He's doing so many things, and he's going to take time from his rehearsal to join us. It's going to be John Bronston tonight. Leo, hit that promo.
I'm a big fish in a small pond. Got my days free and the nights long. I create my own reality. Who I am is fine with me. As famous as I wanna be. Who I am is fine with me. It's who I am. It's who I am.
Welcome back. We're so glad you're here. As I said, tonight is September 16th. It's a Tuesday night. Leo, last week's show was really, really, really heartwarming, I thought. Our September 11th tribute. I thought that was really a great show. And Kayla was so nice to come and join us. And what a sweetheart she was,
I
right?
love seeing her.
I know. You guys are pals. Kayla worked at the duplex for a long, long time. And Leah would come in and sing. And Kayla was, she's such a sweet person. And so anyway, I was
Her
in touch
daughter
with
is
her.
so adorable.
Oh, Ruby. Ruby is no joke. She's intense too. She's really smart. She's really smart. So, and of course, she's in our little video. So we want to thank Kayla for joining us last week, because that's always that show is always like it's a heavy-hearted show, you know. So I always want to represent. I want to honor it in the right way, as do you, and we always, you know. I hope that we do capture it.
Every year that we talk about it, we always have good guests who remember and
Yep.
we always end up with way to look forward.
And
which is
next
what I
year
like
is
as
the
well.
25th anniversary, so that's going to be a big deal. Can you believe that?
No,
Were
my
you in
wife
New
here
York?
tell me different, but I can't believe it.
Were you in New York during that time?
No, I was not.
Yeah.
I was in California during that time, but that was a new question, right? Before it was, where were you when
Yeah.
Kennedy was shot? And
Yep.
ours is, where were you on 9/11 for at
Yep.
least that generation?
Yep. I actually was a year and a half when Kennedy was shot, and it's
Wow.
ironically, it's my first memory. It's my
Ooh.
first memory that I can remember. I just remember that my grandfather walked me into the house, and they were all at my grandparents'. And at the time, they had a little tiny TV like this, which was on the table. And it was my mother, my Aunt Anna, my Ziana, and my grandmother. And they were crying around this TV.
Mm.
And all I remember seeing was a little car with a man, and then the man would fall. A little car with a man, and that I didn't know what it was, but that's
Back and to the left. Back
yeah,
and to the left.
that's my first memory. So it was 1963. I was born in 62. So,
Wow.
but anyway, so you're right. The September 11th was of the next generation.
So yeah, for us.
So I do want to thank Kayla for joining us last week, and everybody that joined us last week and watched.
Our Danielle, who came in and helped us out.
Danielle helped so much. Danielle, I watched the show again. I always watch it at like a few days later just to see, how it was, and it was really important that you were there. So thank you so much, honey.
Oh,
So
yeah. It gave
Danielle,
me the chill. Oh, sorry. It gave me the chills when she was talking about that spirit, when I was talking about when I did that caviar workshop, and how like that guy was.
absolutely.
Oh my God, I was getting goosebumps when I heard it.
I
Because
know.
like you, I listened to it after, and then I listened to it a couple
Yeah,
days
because we're
later.
in the middle of doing it, so
Yeah.
we're just in the moment, right?
And
But then when you go back and listen, yeah, you get to experience it again. So Danielle Alexandria Alchemy has joined us. She is a spiritual medium. She is a guide. She is a psychic. She is a past life regressionist. She is spirit. She does spirit animal readings. She talks to the other side. If you would like a session with Danielle, go to DanielleAlexandriaAlchemy.com. You shan't be disappointed. And look who else has joined us. Lori Towers, The Cozy Place in a Crazy World. Oh, thank you, Lori. I appreciate that because it certainly is a crazy world. And it is Tuesday, John Pietero, 11/22/63. My mother told me that she was holding me, also a year and a half old, and I was hysterical, yet I have no memory of it. Yeah, of course. But, children pick that up, and they know all that. They feel energy. And it was, so 11/22. Yeah, that was my grandfather's birthday. That is my grandfather's birthday. So it was one of those days where you don't forget that stuff. But anyway, so everybody that came on last week for September 11th, thank you for that. And this week, it was a very heavy week. It has been a very heavy time. And
can we give two shout outs?
Yes, please.
First of all, and I don't know where her name is escaping me. I was saying it all day today, but kick my grits. May she rest in peace.
Yes.
Because she passed away this week. And then the hunk of all hunks,
Robert Redford.
My goodness.
Yes, Robert Redford passed away today. I mean, that is a whole hour in itself, and his body of work. And didn't he start the Sundance Film Festival?
Yes, he did.
Yep,
because he needed to go back to nature.
Yep.
And he bought a house, and after being in New York and doing stage, he needed something nature to get to ground himself. So he bought two acres, or something like that in Utah, built his house, and then from there started venturing out, and that's how they got the Sundance. And then I think he said Sundance started, and then fashion became part of it, and then the paparazzi hit up for the fashion, and
amazing. Yeah, a great man, great actor, great director. Didn't he win an Academy Award for Ordinary People? He directed that.
Directing, yep.
So I mean, it's so fun. Like, to me, these people are timeless, right? But he was 89.
Hey, I'd go back and have a Paul Newman, Robert Redford sandwich if you ask me.
Oh, gorgeous. Although no disrespect, but I would pick Paul Newman. To me, Paul Newman was the most gorgeous man that ever lived on the planet Earth. I don't think there was ever anybody more handsome than Paul Newman. I mean, for me.
I became more attuned to him after watching Cat on the Hot Tin Roof.
Oh my God.
After reading the play, knowing the play, besides what they cut out the movie, but knowing what he did in that movie, and I was like, oh, Paul.
Absolutely, 100%. I agree. Lynn Portis Genius has joined us. Suzanne Murray, Sergeant Sue, who I love Sergeant Sue, has joined us, and so we're so happy you're here. So tonight, what we want to talk about, we're going to have John Bronston join us. He is in a rehearsal right now, and as soon as he's done with rehearsal, he will join us. John is doing amazing things. He just finished conducting The Color Purple in Chicago. I know. Amazing, right? And now he's at Yale, the Yale Repertory Theater, and he is he's musically directing Spunk, the musical. So he's in rehearsal right now, but I think he should be done at 9:20, and he's going to join us. So I said to Leo, as soon as he appears, because he's probably going to just zoom in from his phone, and he's going to fill us in on that. I know nothing about this new musical. It's being workshopped, I believe, at Yale. So what are you laughing at?
Because I told you ever since that we had that word, I've been thinking of Mary Tyler Moore. So every time I see it, Mary, you got spunk.
Yes.
Oh, thank you, Ms. Rose. I hate spunk.
Ed Asner. Oh my God. I love that show. Leo, you are I said it to you today. You're such an old soul. You love all the old TV shows.
I do. I also remember and love Ed because he did sponsor our Lavinia. He did really give her a big boost when she was doing her show. So rest in peace,
Ed Asner, great guy, great actor, and we love Mary Tyler Moore was probably I mean, those shows of that time. Mary Tyler Moore, Rhoda is my favorite show of all time. Of all time. And I absolutely was crazy about Valerie Harper. I had such a crush on Rhoda. So I was more of a Rhoda girl than a Mary girl. But
And then there was Phyllis,
Maud,
right? Phyllis too.
Phyllis, Maud,
Oh,
All in
Maud, I
the
love
Family. Come on, you could. Those were the shows that I should go back and watch.
Isn't it amazing to see where we're at now? But to think about that time, what TV only really came about in the late 40s, early 50s. It was brand
Even
new.
later. I mean, if you think about it, there wasn't.
And the 50s and they just turned how we watch TV on its head with these, with Norman Lear first, and then spreading out, and Mary getting her own production company, MTM.
Yep. And even Lucille Ball. I mean, she was such
the queen.
Yep. And I just read or listened to Cher's audiobook, and she talks about Lucille Ball a lot, because when she was trying to separate from Sonny, she was terrified that she wouldn't survive on her own, in television. And so she was friends with Lucille Ball, and she called her and said, like, what do I do? And she said, girl, you got to go. Like, because she said she was the queen of, she had been with Desi and they were a team. And she said, no, if you don't get out now, it's not going to, you got to go. And so,
and Lucy knew.
She knew, and she went out on her own. So anyway, okay. As I said, John Bronston, my friend, your friend, everybody's friend. I saw him last night. I love him so much. I almost squeezed him to death because I hadn't seen him in a couple of weeks. I saw him at Lauren's wedding. I saw Frank has joined us. Hi, Frank.
Hi, Frank.
Frank and John, we saw them at Lauren's wedding. But so I said, oh my God, John, you have to come on, because what I want to talk about this week and focus on a little bit before John comes on is after school programs. So Leo and I were talking about this, and the importance of, and this is a reoccurring theme. It's not just last week. It's been reoccurring in my mind. Leo and I talk about it all the time. The horrors that happen with young people these days. I should have sent you the picture so you could post it. Maybe I will at some point, but hold on. Maybe I can send it to you. I was in a school about a month ago seeing a recital. Judy's cousin, her granddaughter, was in a recital, and in New Jersey, and it was beautiful. These kids were so talented. It was, it was amazing how talented these kids were. All little Latinas and Latinos. It was just, they were such amazing dancers, right? And I was very, very moved, and I was excited to be there. And then I during the halftime, the intermission, I went to the bathroom, and this was where the kids go to the bathroom, and I closed the stall, and inside the stall, and this is what really stuck. I took a picture of it. I'm going to see if I can find it on my phone and send it to you. It's what to do during a lockdown in case there's a shooter. And I thought, I almost can't say this without crying. I thought, this is what kids have to deal with now. They can't just go to school, work on their subjects, do their homework. They have to, every time they go to the bathroom. And yet it's important to do. Like, a lot of kids, their lives are saved because they know what to do. So it made me so sad, and I took a picture of it. I said, I know I'm going to need this at some point to look at this again, or if I ever get into an argument with some like crazy gun person. And look, I'm not against guns. I'm against background checks. I think if you are someone that is a decent, upstanding citizen and you want to protect yourself, there's nothing wrong with that. I am against no background checks. I am against, not checking off everything, like these very loose, ridiculous, non-existent gun laws. That's what I'm against. And we were talking about this when we were kids. These things didn't happen. You never heard of that. It started like in the late 90s, was it, Leo? I think the late
Well,
90s, early 2000s.
I think we were in a generation that understood where we had come from because we had Westerns on television. We saw the evolution of what, I mean, we had to go to school and learn history,
Right.
real history, the correct history of what was going on in America. Well, what was told to us. There was guns, there was Wild West, right? And we can
Mm-hmm.
see that over the years, there were less guns. Like we as a society got smarter, we moved forward, and we went into a society where we're not carrying guns every day. We're not
Right.
walking into the saloons saying, and
Right.
shooting shots of whiskey off the table. We're a more civilized group of people, but you got to have the knowledge and the history, and you got to remember that stuff, and you got to continue to teach it for people to understand why we don't have, or why we've decided to move a certain way rather than,
And also,
everybody have a holster on your
and I
hips.
bet John Pietero could back me up on this. I also believe that in the 90s we had much stricter gun laws, much stricter gun laws, and it was during the George Bush, whether first George Bush or second George Bush, that all that was lifted because of the NRA money being poured in. Leo,
And
I'm
also
gonna
9/11.
Yes, absolutely. I'm going to try to send this to you just because maybe at some point we can pull it up. Let me see.
Well, I
So,
think I've had to, after
yeah,
Uvalde, I had to
I'm
start
sending it to you.
implementing. I had to start implementing that training into my staff. So in case, because we're a small town, we
Yeah.
do have some division regarding politics, and
Mm-hmm.
right across the street from where I work is somebody who's very Trump minded and would put up the stupid Bradley flag the whole time. Meanwhile, across the street there's kids, and we're trying to be normal and have a good time. So
Right,
I had to
right.
worry about that. And after Uvalde, it was like, well, so I have
Absolutely.
spots underneath in the room and spots when we're outside, and I have to tell my teachers this is what we do, and make that decision and let them know, hey, when this happens, your job is to take the kids and go out that way and do
Right.
that and follow my instructions, not
Right.
follow my lead.
That's
Because
perfectly. This is part of, sadly, now it is part of being a teacher. It is part of running programs. But so I sent you that thing in the messenger. But this is what I want to talk about, and the importance of after school programs, the importance of reaching out to young people. We had community. When I was a kid and when I was a teenager and when I was in high school, all I wanted to do was socialize. I mean, we socialized for
Mhm.
hours and hours and hours. We were in groups. We were in sports. We were in choir. We were in plays. But even when we weren't, you were with your friends. You were socializing. Leo, you brought
Mhm.
up you'd go out for pizza after school, and everybody, like, you just wanted to be with your friends. The
Yeah,
the,
we'd
the
walk from we'd walk after school, a big group of us. What do you have for homework done in our backpacks? Sometimes we stop at the donut shop. We all have a donut and get pimples.
Yeah,
Sometimes we stop at the arcade or whatever and play
but you
Pac-Man or Defender or whatever. But we were in a group and we walked together.
right. You were that was your posse. We would go bowling after school. We did so many things, but we were always in groups. And I was thinking about that this week because so many of the kids today, and there's a certain demographic, we talked about it.
Hmm.
These and we'll say it's young white males they are lonelier and lonelier, and they are more and more isolated, and they're on their gamers, they're on their computers, and they do not socialize. And the I know I work in an after school program. It's an amazing program, and our company, 80% of their funding was cut after Joe Biden left office. 80% has been cut by the new administration. Think about that. So that means we were in 10 schools, which is now we're in 2. So if this is happening across the country, and so what are kids supposed to do? They're gonna become lonelier and lonelier, more isolated, more in their heads, more on their computers. This is not. We need to expand. We need to help kids to be together, not be alone. So
And
I'm
now,
just
that was something also we didn't have. Latchkey kids didn't have computers.
yeah
We walked home. We got home, and if I remember correctly, before computers ever came along, which my brothers got to enjoy because I didn't have that. It wasn't in my genre. It wasn't in my
right.
generation. When I got home, it wasn't sitting down in front of your video games. It was make sure your brothers are fed. I'm going to be home after work. Certain your room better be clean and the
Right.
kitchen better be clean and you've got things to do. And then I'm going to
Yeah.
pick you up. You better be ready because we're going to baseball practice after that.
Right. Yeah.
We had,
Absolutely.
there was no sitting on your computer or sitting in front of a game.
Actually, something really great happened in New York this school year. They are now, you have to turn in your cell phone when you go to school, which I am blown away at how great this is. Kids balked at it at first, but they're starting to adjust. And they have like little places you put it in a pocket and it's your own
Mhm.
place, and then at the end of the day, you get it back. And I think that this is going to make such a huge difference, with kids. And look, I'm not against cell phones. I use my cell phone all day long. I'm not against computers. God knows we're on one right now. So
I'm against kids having cell phones. I don't think you should have a cell phone until you're 18. I work with them. I've seen them. I went through camps.
yeah,
I understand, if you have, I will say this, if you have a job because you're 15, 16, you went out there and you got a job,
yeah,
okay. I think that you should have a phone. As a parent, I can see
yeah,
you having a phone. Until then, or until you get a job, you can use the landline. I use the
right,
landline. I
yeah,
told my parents because they were having problems with Danielle with her one on the computer, wanting to use their computer, credit cards. I want to buy this. Then all of a sudden they're hacked with credit cards, and there's
oh,
all kinds of stuff that comes with it.
yep,
Kids don't need it. There's been several reports already from doctors and studies that what it's doing to kids mentally, not only because they're stuck in it, they're not doing their reading, they're not doing their math. It's not like they're using the computer to help them do their homework. They're socializing or playing games.
yep,
And then when you take it away from them,
yep. And
this
there's, yeah,
anything.
they're addicted to it, and there's
Back in
just
my day, you did that to your parent when you were out about something. We were talking about it. The look.
listen. I told you before the show started. All my father had to do was literally look at me, and my blood froze in my veins. And I'm not
Mhm.
kidding. I'm not kidding. And he was not a big guy. My dad was a little guy, but that's all. And I knew to shut the hell up, whatever I was doing, or whatever the hell I was doing that was bothering him, to stop doing it. You know. So anyway, has John come in yet?
Not yet, not yet.
Okay,
I've been
but he will
looking.
join us soon. So after great things that you can do, there's so much to do after school. Um, and look, the thing is, parents work really hard. I know, God knows, my mother had two jobs. My dad was always at work. He owned a business. So I know it's hard, if you're a parent and you're trying to, but what I'm saying is not so much to parents, but to community. Maybe we need to start more things where we have kids together, like where they're not just on, like now I see kids when they're in the same room. Like I used to see it when Judy's daughter, I would pick her up after school. I mean, now she's 25, but I remember like she and her friends would just sit they would sit even at a table and not talk to each other. They would just be on
Mhm.
their phones.
Yeah,
Like how do we stop that from happening?
my camps, I do not, and just a day camp. I do
Yep.
not
Tell me
allow
what you do.
electronics. I don't
Wow.
allow electronics. I tell the parents they come with it. Oh, they want to be no. You can take it home with you now, or it can sit in their bag. There's no reason.
Wow.
We're outdoors in the mountains. We're going to be outdoors. We're going to be socializing and
I
playing
love
with each
that,
other.
Leo.
And if they don't like it, go home. If
Yeah.
that's what you really want to do, go home because you're not going to have fun here. And I tell the parents because I've had also parents communicating with their children, and I've talked to the parents. I'm the adult. When you bring your child here in my care, you
Mhm.
communicate with me. not with your child, because your child's not an adult. I'm the adult, and we will make. And so some parents, they don't like it. I've had maybe a couple of them, and the other parents go, "Okay, understand. Like,
Yeah.
we're the adults, we will handle it. Your child does not make decisions. And if I'm supposed to know things about your child or know what's supposed to be happening, why are you telling your kid?"
Right.
So,
I know. Andy Prasky's joined us. Hey guys, hope you
hey,
are
Andy.
well. Andy, I saw that you guys were traveling a lot. Were you in Europe?
He was just in Vegas. He was just at
Vegas.
at the Sphere, the big
Oh,
the
right.
big movie
That's what it
theater.
is. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
And
They
they
saw
watched I guess
the
the
Wizard
Wizard
of
of
Oz,
Oz,
right?
they've thrown in wind effects and other kinds of things in that big sphere. So, like, if you're in the tornado, you're seeing leaves and things and feeling the wind and stuff in that big. It's kind of scary.
Yeah.
Andy, you're gonna have to tell me how it is. It's kind of like unnatural for me. That thing, it's kind of.
Yeah, that's a big thing. This year at Stonewall for Halloween, they're doing a Wizard of Oz theme because of the Sphere.
Oh,
It's a Friday night though, so I'll be at Brandy's. I guess we're all gonna dress up. Yeah,
oh,
I
what are you gonna
know.
be?
I don't know, but Brandy's is cool. We all like kind of get together and go like, "What do you want to do? You want to do a theme?" I don't know what we're gonna do, and
I
that'll be
think with your
well,
hair, you should.
yeah.
I think you should be a Toto. I think you should go with little Toto. Be
You
so
think I should
cute.
be Toto? Okay.
Would you do your little hair up like the little Scotty kind of
Yes,
thing?
maybe.
And
I
do a
mean,
little.
I'm open to it. The tornado scene's incredible. Wizard of Oz. Wow. So you
Mhm.
recommend it then, Andy? I've never been to Vegas. Can you imagine? I've never
Who's
been.
our friend that works there? I keep
Jennifer Alamo.
Jennifer. We happened
Jennifer
to see her
Alamo.
then.
She was my friend at Tony and Tina's wedding. She was amazing. She was Tina for a
There
while.
was it her? There's somebody also that's doing big parties or something that runs groups.
She
Isn't
like
there?
she's
Was that her? Okay.
well. Jenny Alamo does the. She calls the shows at Caesars. I
Okay.
mean, yeah, she's a bigwig at Caesars now. Remember, she was doing Donny Osmond when she came on her show.
That's what it was. Okay.
So she does all that stuff.
Oh, Donnie. And they
Tra-
called it puppy love.
I loved Donny Osmond when I was a kid. Donny Osmond and Michael
too.
Jackson. That was my time. And Bobby Sherman, who I think just passed away recently. Bobby Sherman. Tracy Reynolds was there. She just moved. Tracy Reynolds, she does all this great stuff. Yeah, Andy, I'm so glad you got to see it because I saw Sean was posting a lot about it. So, Leo, do you have that thing that I sent you by any chance?
I do not. I don't think you sent it during Facebook Messenger. Did you?
I thought I did. Yeah,
I think
that's
you sent
okay.
it on the phone, and I didn't get it on. I don't
I
have
thought
that
I had
hooked up
sent
to
it to. Here, I'll send it. I sent it to the one here. I'll send it to your. I sent
The
it to the
Facebook.
one with me and me and you and John. But anyway, so this is what we're putting out there. If anybody has any suggestions, whether you have kids or not, whether you're a teacher or not, just ways for kids to start talking to each other again. How do we get kids to socialize? I mean, sports, if you play sports, I feel like sports is a great way to connect kids and things like
Theater,
that. Yeah. Oh my God. Well, of course, theater, By
babysitting.
yes. By the way, a shout out to MPAC, Male Performing Arts Center in New Jersey, where I used to teach, and John Bronston used to teach there as well. Darius, of course, Kathy Spies, Roy Spies, she's out there, and she is the director of education out there. So that is, if you're in the Morristown area and you're looking for something for your kids to do, okay, so this is what we're talking about. Like, that is something to look into. So I wanted to, as much as this is alarming and chilling, I think it's important. And I want to, I was at a school, I was at a recital recently, and I was in the bathroom, and when I shut the door, this is what's on the inside of the door. And as much as this is kind of sort of disturbing and scary, I think it's important. So this is what our children are exposed to now, because they have to be, because of the violence, the gun violence in schools, because of the loose gun laws, because they have changed so much. And this really makes me upset. So kids have to look at this. It says 1, stay calm and quiet. Get into a stall and lock the door. 3, sit in the toilet with your feet raised. So that means be on.
So they can't see underneath your feet. They can't see
right.
when they
That
look under.
really that made me cry. Put your cell phones on silent. Remain there until the lockdown is over. If you hear a fire alarm during this lockdown, ignore it.
Yep.
I mean, I don't know how to stress this. I have chills. This disturbs me so deeply that this is what kids have to look at every day. That means all day long, every time that they have to look at this. How you can concentrate in school is beyond me. How you can
I liked it when it was stop, drop, and roll.
Yeah, that's it.
That's what we grew up with.
Yeah, and fire alarms were hard enough and all that stuff. So, anyway, is our little buddy in with us yet?
He's not.
Okay, well,
Not yet.
All right, but he did tell me.
But we can watch one of the. He did send one of the.
Yes,
links.
please. Okay, so let's send John right now. He just finished The Color Purple in Chicago, maybe in the last month or so, and now Frank could probably fill us in on that. And then he was in town for like one day, back in New York for one day, and then he started teaching and musically directing at the Yale Repertory Theater in Yale.
So let's get everybody happy real quick.
Yes. Oh my God. Look who it is, our Mr. September, Bobby Belfry. Bobby. That's what I do when we're behind the
He's
bar.
such a cat lady.
He is a cat lady. There's a document. Okay. So I'll read that in a second. I want to see what Sean. So this is Bobby Belfry. He's our friend. He's Mr. September. And he is my coworker on Saturday nights at Brandy's, which also John usually is the piano player, musical director on Saturdays, but right now he's at Yale. He'll be back in October. And we miss you very much, John. So soon John will pop in. Yep, okay, one day between gigs, says Frank. So that's it. And then he was back out there. Bobby! Okay, so Sean says, there's a documentary on Netflix called Unknown Number. It's chilling about texting. Wow. Yeah, this stuff is really intense. I just recently, what is it?
Here's the Spunk video that John sent us.
All right.
I think they're in rehearsal, so we can get a little
idea about it, because I know nothing about it. All I know is that Zora Neale Hurston wrote it, and this is her play Spunk, and John will fill us in on more of it. But so go ahead.
This is called "Sing Ye Sinners."
Woo! Wow. So that's just a rehearsal. That is just a
Yeah.
rehearsal. So yeah, and John is the musical director for that. I mean, how cool is that? He has worked on more shows in the last few years. It's amazing. It's like one thing after another after another. I have my Tina shirt on tonight for John
I was
because
just gonna say he did Tina, right?
Tina on Broadway.
Didn't he?
On
Isn't that where he ascended into conducting? Or was it that show on Broadway? Was it that his first? I was trying to remember. There
uh
was a lot of excitement. I can't remember if
it
that was the
might have been
first one.
Frank will know. Frank, what was that John's first conducting show on Broadway? So Danielle says, so cool. I like how we can now insert while we watch too. Yeah, that's all Leo. Leo is the magic. He's the magician back there. So, but yeah, I think that was John's first Broadway. I mean, he had done things at the Public, on tour.
Oh, I
So
was right. Yeah, yes.
yeah.
Frank said
So
yes.
Frank says yes. So Frank, have you been? Has the show opened yet? Maybe you can type in. Frank is Frank is John's husband, which would mean John is Frank's
No,
husband.
John is Frank's husband.
John is Frank's husband. Yeah, Frank is John's husband. Whatever I said. Yeah, it's the same thing. But anyway, so yeah, John is always doing something. Always, 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 and he's super busy. And that's why last night I saw him. Because this week I really, some weeks I hold off on booking the show because things are happening in the world, and I'm like, I want to stay as current as I can. And also, if something's not opening or I haven't booked somebody ahead of time, lots of times people reach out to us and they book ahead of, they'll say like, hey, I'm doing a show in October, which I love. If anybody out there is doing something that you want us to promote, please by all means reach out to us, because we do have so many things that are happening, and lots of times I'll reach out to people that are just not available that week. Like we're gonna have Lena Katrakis' sister on in a few weeks, Mary, who I love.
Yay!
Yeah, because she's an artist, and she's she's crafts person, so she's going to be joining us. We have a lot of people coming up. My friend Karen Giordano, who's in Nonnas, the new movie Nonnas, she's going to be joining us soon. So yeah, we have a lot of really cool people joining us. So Leo, what's going on with your shows, your cabaret shows?
Cabaret, we had our music yesterday. We listened to the top Billboard #1 hits of 1950 to 1959. And as we do that, I have them like whatever comes to your mind, little snippets of the songs, but whatever comes to your mind, write it down and then don't get stuck on it. Come back to it later and write some more. But so we went through each #1, and it's at 1950s really was the surge for how music was changing. I think from the soft and the big band of the 40s into the 50s, and then you get Les Paul on that guitar, and you can already feel the vibes. And he had a #1 hit, I think, in the 1954, and then you can start to feel that vibe coming in. You have a couple more Les Paul, Mary Ford songs, and then Elvis hit, and then Elvis, and then Elvis, and Elvis, and Elvis, and then Elvis again, and then Elvis, and then a couple more slow tunes, and then Elvis, and then we get the Beatles.
Yeah, I mean, so much changed during that time. There was a movie out many, many, many years ago called The Wanderers. You remember that movie? And it was, a lot of it had to do with the changing times between the 50s and the 60s. And it was social, but it was musical and social. I mean, Lori and John, they're music historians. They would be able to.
Mhm.
Do you want to promo Lori and John? Tell everybody what they do on Wednesday nights.
Wednesday nights, they come on WFMU.org, Sheena's Jungle Room, Beneath the Underground, and you can listen to an eclectic amount of music of rockers from the Lower East Side and downtown New York sound, and then some artists that have just made statements over their years. We've been listening to a lot of good folk, some great poetry. John, you've got a great poetry voice. I know we keep telling you that, but
I love
I
John's
love
poem.
when he reads poetry.
Oh, here's so Mary Beth Katrakis Perot she's joined us. Yeah, I can't wait. Mary, we're so happy you're coming on. I know you and I we're gonna talk on the phone, Mary. Don't worry about it. We're gonna make it happen. So Mary's gonna join us in a few weeks. We have just so many people. Chris Artore is gonna join us in a few weeks. We have a nice lineup coming up. Has John joined us yet?
Not yo. Oh, there he is.
Oh my God. We have been
Hello.
Oh wait.
breath.
Wait, did he bring a cake? Oh, I'm out then.
Leo keeps looking for the cake. John, I'm so happy you could make it. I know we pushed our luck tonight because you were in rehearsal. And so
Yes.
Thank you so much for joining us. And I know it was not easy. And we played the clip of the rehearsal of Spunk that you sent us.
Yes.
And everybody loved it. So fill us in. What's going on? What do we need to know?
Oh, well, so we are in the middle of rehearsals for the world premiere of SPUNK, which is played at 9 years old, that got lost in the Library of Congress and was rediscovered in 1998, I believe. They just were going through stacks of old plays, and people would copyright a play. You would just put it in an envelope and mail it to the Library of Congress. And then 60 years later, they were going through stacks and they were like, oh, this is some play by a dentist in Ohio that, throw it away. It's not a big deal. And then they realized, they're like, wait a minute, this envelope says Zora Neale Hurston, the writer of The Eyes Are Watching God. And no one knew that she'd even written plays. They'd forgotten. And so they just discovered it that way. And people have been trying to produce it ever since. This is the first time it's ever been presented.
Are you kidding me? That's incredible. Wow. So this is 60 years. It's been, nobody knew about it.
Yeah, I mean, it got mailed to the Library of Congress in 1935. So we know it was written sometime before then, but we don't know when for sure. He'd written a short story in 1925, 1924 called Spunk, and this is based on that, but it has a very different ending than the short story does. So it's someplace between 1925 and 1935 was when it was written.
And the music as well, or did someone else write the music?
Well, a lot of the music is she went around Florida recording people singing or recording. People would teach her songs, like folk songs and work songs and things, and so she came back to New York and she recorded herself singing them. So we have recordings of her singing these songs herself, and then some of them she wrote lyrics, and then our composer Nehemiah Luckett set those because there was no existing music for them. So it's a combination of things that we were able to excavate and find. She had written some sheet music. There's a book of hers called there's a collection of stories that she wrote, and there's some sheet music at the back of it that she had notated, and some of the music comes from that also. And it's from everywhere.
This is mind-blowing.
It took them 4 years basically to put all this music together. That's part of what the process has been, is trying to figure out what songs that she meant. You know how sometimes you know a song and you think it's called one thing, but it's actually a whole different phrase. The song is the real title.
Yeah.
And so some of the songs are like that, where, she refers to a song as something and we're like, there's no song with that title, but that is a phrase in this other song.
Okay. Wow. And so 1935, that's 90 years ago.
Yeah, and it's a play with music. I mean, but there are 24 individual pieces of music in the show. It's a lot of music.
Okay, so John, you're working on that now. You're in rehearsals. When does it open, and where does it open?
It opens in New Haven, Connecticut at Yale Rep Theater, and we open, I think we technically open October 9th, but we start previews October 5th, and we run through October 25th.
through 25th. Whoa. So that's like, is there any train stations close by?
Oh yeah, there's a train
Okay.
station right in New Haven, right from 125th in Harlem.
Oh my God.
Um,
Okay. And you get off at the New Haven.
mhm.
Okay. Yeah, this is because I know a lot of people in the city either wouldn't drive out or don't have cars, but I love taking little adventures like this anyway. And so how is there a website that we can go to?
Yeah, Yale Rep's website. I'm trying to think of.
So, well, we can just look it up. Yale Rep.
Yeah, it's YaleRep.org.
Rep.org. Okay. So that's what you need to look up. October 9th through the 25th.
Or October
This-
3rd is the first preview, I believe.
Oh, okay. Preview. Okay. Preview start October 3rd. Okay. This is really something. I cannot believe this. I didn't realize, John, that it was like this found script and music.
Yeah.
Wow. So this is incredible. Now you were telling me something last night because when I ran into you last night. You happened to be in the city for like half a second.
Half a second.
And I gave you a million hugs because I miss you so much. But I'm so proud of you, and I'm so happy that you're doing all these great things. But I do miss you on Saturdays.
I miss you too. Like I love being in the city. I love my family in New York City, and it's been, I've been gone since the beginning of June now. It's crazy.
Yeah. So before this, you did Color Purple in Chicago.
Yeah.
And how did that go? Did you know anybody in the show before you started?
I knew one person in the show, a friend of mine that I did the tour of Hair with in 2013, 2014. He was HUD in that tour that I music directed. He was in that company of Color Purple. And we were headed up by Brittany Mack, who is she was Anne of Cleves in the original cast of Six on Broadway. So she was our Celie. And it was an incredible experience. It's a lot of show, Color Purple.
Yeah, it really is.
But it was an incredible company of performers and a chance to get to sink into that material. They got a bunch of Jeff Award nominations, which are the big awards for Chicago. Like the season ended right after our show, so we got a ton of award nominations. Who knows how it'll come out? And
when are those awards?
I think those are like in November or something.
Okay, well, good luck, honey. That's really a big deal. Now, you mentioned something to me last night because I said I wanted to focus the show on, after school programs and kids getting involved with the arts and how positive that is. And you said that
yeah, we're going to do a big thing with Spunk. I mean, they have this thing with Yale Rep called the Willpower Initiative. It used to be because it would be like set to William Shakespeare things. There was normally like a Shakespeare every season, but now they find a piece that works within the schools, and they will bring students in. So we're doing 2 like 10 a.m. performances where each one is going to be like 800 kids seeing the show, maybe 750 kids at each show. And it's completely free to high school students in New Haven. So they'll bust them in. I did it last year when I did Macbeth in Stride here. The Will program is really just amazing. And then they also send teaching artists into the schools. And so I'm probably going to go into the schools as well and just kind of help expose them to the music and the language of this piece, and Zora Neale Hurston's writing, as well as like maybe get them to participate in some of the music making, because the show is about a community where music is just in the air all the time. That it's just like these people, they communicate with each other through the technology of music. It's how they call to each other to tell you, come here, like let's get together, let's have a party. It's how they call that, like, oh, there's going to be a funeral or there's going to be a wedding celebration. They call through music, and and even when they're working, they're constantly accompanying themselves with music. Even before this amazing character Spunk comes into the world, because he comes in with his guitar, he happens to be a musician, and everywhere he goes, he elevates the music that's occurring naturally around him.
Wow, that is beautiful. And John and I worked together at MPAC, Male Performing Arts Center, for a bunch of years, and that was a great experience, and that's a great community. And I just feel that when kids are exposed to music and the arts, that their lives are better.
No.
That's it. I mean, John, how young were you when you were exposed to theater?
I mean, like,
And
I
music?
really started in the 5th grade, like, I was in the show in my 5th grade class. Like, we did the Trial of the Big Bad Wolf. It was a musical. I played the old elderly judge in that show. And then I got immediately involved in children's theater in my hometown and started, participating in that community. My best friend in the world and my writing partner, I met him when I was in middle school. We did the Ransom of Red Chief as a play together. And, we've written musicals together. We have been in each other's weddings. We have, I found my people doing that. But even more importantly than that, I also found my place, like kind of how I've moved through the world. Even if I hadn't become a musician professionally, I learned so much about how to interact with people and how to treat people
Absolutely.
from doing that. And I feel like that it made, even if I had not done this for a living, and a lot of people I worked with in children's theater don't do it for a living now, but they are all, I'm amazed by how many people that I'm still in touch with from those years, because those are such good people. And I think that we learned how to be good people together by doing theater.
I love what you just said. We learned how to be good people together. That is it. That is the tag of what I wanted to do tonight. And you helped me do it, because I feel so strongly that kids do, if they're not involved in things like this, they don't have those connections, and they don't always know. They're in a vacuum. You have to be around others. You have to connect, whether it's through music or whatever it is that you love.
I know people that do that through sports and things, and I played sports in high school and middle school, but like, I think that it's important to do something that's larger than just yourself.
Yes.
And like, the great thing about like doing a play or being in a music, like in a choir or a band or something, is that you learn to do things with other people. And the difference, like, between like when you're doing a sports, that there's no like winning or losing. It's just like we get to all do this thing, and we all get to like build this thing together. And that's how you build communities. It's how you build cities. It's how you build worlds.
Right. Absolutely. I just love it. All right. We're going to take a second and do the food section of our show.
Ooh, what you got today?
As we always do. Now, I had to, I was kind of running around today, so I pulled something together quickly. Saturday, I had a chicken cutlet day with Bill Goffey and one of our customers who was adorable, Michael Galanti, who's Mr. December in our calendar. So he's Italian, but he doesn't cook. So I was like, Michael, I'm going to come over to the apartment and I will teach you how to make a basic chicken cutlet. And that's what we made. So I saved some for tonight. So chicken cutlet, this is my, although my cousin Rena makes the best chicken cutlet. Basic recipe for a good chicken cutlet: flour, then egg batter. And in the egg batter, I put a little garlic salt, a little Mrs. Dash, and my mother's secret, a tiny bit of baking powder. So it makes it fluff up. And then you put it in Italian breadcrumbs. 4 C's is what we use. And then you cook it with a nice amount of oil with garlic in it. And so we made a basic chicken cutlet, which doesn't need much. And then I just made some vegetables today to throw in a nice blue plate special there. And I don't even think it's going to need anything. I might squeeze a little lemon on it. I don't really think it needs anything. And then for our salad, I have a romaine lettuce with some San Marzano tomatoes, Kalamata olives, which are Greek, red onion, and shaved Parmesan. You see that? Little shaved Parmesan. And then I'm putting a Sicilian lemon, balsamic vinegar on that, and a Milanese gremolata olive oil, which is it's kind of like a Tuscan, but a little more Mediterranean. So that's what I'm putting on that. And I love my salads. I'm still pretty much on the keto, although I had a little bit of a cheat day the other day. But these are my new discovery, which I love. And if you're on the keto, I highly recommend them. They're caramel squares by Atkins, and you can get them. If you don't find them at Walgreens, you can find them online. So that's my new. If you're on the keto and you want to,
how many are in that box?
A lot, but you just one little square is only 2. I usually have 2, but it's 2 grams. It's nothing.
That's good. You can only have 2. Good for you.
I know. Well, I'll tell you, with keto snacks, for some reason, you don't want more than that. I don't know
That's
what's
true.
in there. I don't know what's in there. But if you are on the keto, I highly recommend them. Now, John, Melissa Driscoll has joined us. She's celebrating. We love our Missy. Hi, Missy. We love you, honey. So, John, when are you going to be done, and when are you coming back?
So I'll be done October 25th. So, I mean, you'll see me back this fall.
Okay, because I'm going to have a musician's party, and I cannot have a musician's party without my favorite musician. So I'll wait till you get back, and then we'll plan
Well,
it.
your favorite musician is Lynn Portis, but I'm happy to be in.
Well, okay, Lynn Portis. Well, you are right, because she has been my musical director for 32 years. But at the musician party, I have this select group of people that I invite, and you are on that list. And not just that, but John makes amazing desserts and food. So everybody brings something. Bill Goffey's ready too. He's already ready. So Mary Beth Katrakis Perot is going to join us in a few weeks. We're excited about that. Melissa is saying hello. She's cheering. She's got hearts. She's got clinking glasses there. Frank says preach. Now, John, we just want to thank you. I know you were in rehearsal. You gave so much information in the 15 minutes you're here. I wish we could keep you longer, but unfortunately our show has come to an end. But John, I can't tell you how much I love you and how much I appreciate everything that you do, and your artistry and your heart, and you're just a wonderful person. And so thank you, honey, for taking the time to join us. And I'm glad I got a hug last night. So again, let's let everybody know the show is it's called, give the last plug.
Yeah, it's Zora Neale Hurston's Spunk, a Yale rep, starting October 3rd through October 25th, and starring Jay Quinton and Kimber Sprawl and Tony nominee Jeanette Byardell, whose birthday it is today. We just got to celebrate her today, so I'm thrilled to get to share this show with everybody.
I love it. Oh, you know whose birthday it is today? Katie Cass.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. So happy birthday to Katie Cass in Wisconsin. She's our friend. She's an amazing singer. So yes, and John, and also that little clip you sent us of Kimber Sprawl, and what was the gentleman's name? He was
Jay
good.
Quinton.
Oh my God, they're so good. I got chills. They're so good. So please go and see the show. I'm sure it's going to be amazing. It was written 90 years ago and discovered, just a discovery. Oh my God. It's like mesmerizing to me, this. All right. Frank is, it's a delight and just a quick trip up to New Haven. I know it's 2 hours away, and you could take the train from 125th Street. You could, I know the drive's about 2 hours. So maybe we can do a road trip, kids. Let's talk. All right, John, I love you. Appreciate so much that you took the time to do this. Leo, my main man, thank you for everything.
Good to see you, Leo.
Good to see you as well. Here,
please, everybody, come back and see us every Tuesday. We love and appreciate you. Leo Driscoll and I are going soon, says Melissa. So, okay, there's got to be some road trips. We're going to talk. All right. Thank you, John. We love you so much. Thank you, honey. Thank you, Leo. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.